All right, we're back. Back to upper body foam rolling. My mom called me, so a little interruption. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to splice videos together. But I was about to hit the medial delts and running along the humerus. Medial delts and your brachialis. Brachialis gets used and abused more than we think, so it's good to address that. So you see I'm going to place the foam roller right in front of me underneath my torso. Let me make sure I turned you on real quick. Yep. All right. What I'm going to do is bring my arm in between my legs here. Rest down. Again, hips up high. Use leverage and body weight to your advantage. And I'm pretty much going to shrug the shoulder to do the work here. Hit my brachialis running along the side of my upper arm. Shrugging downward. Addressing the medial delts. Oh yeah. Syncing up my breath with it. Deep diaphragmatic breath in. Steady, soft breath out. Oh yeah, feels great. All right, left side. Foam roller directly underneath me, perpendicular to my body. Left arm in between my legs. Reposition a little bit. Notice how my body's not really moving too much. I'm letting this shoulder shrug do the work. Oh yeah, brachialis for me is always more sore than I realize. Always in need of some TLC. Picturing that sponge that I'm rolling out, flushing out lactic acid, cellular waste, increasing blood flow. All right, again, I don't want to spend any more than about a minute when I'm about to, or when I'm utilizing this routine for a pre-workout sequence. Flip it on back to the posterior. So now I'm going to focus on my lats again, but instead of lats, the region up close to my armpit where my lats insert, I'm going to focus on the side trunk a little more, a little bit of the serratus anterior, but I'm going to say that this is for the back side. So going down the side trunk, your lats are very big muscles and they take up a lot of real estate. They insert up here and they spread out as they go down your ribs. Insert all the way into your spine, down by your lumbar spine. I'll give you a backside view first. So instead of starting up by the armpit this time, I'm gonna start right here to the side of my ribs. I'm gonna start sideways and roll backwards about halfway. So I'm angled at about a 45-degree angle, leaning back. I'm going to lift my hips up off the ground. I'm going to roll down the side trunk, mostly on the posterior. But again, I do feel that I'm rolling a little bit of the serratus on the sides as well, just because I'm smushing down onto the foam roller. Just A-okay. Now, if I find something a little sticky, like I do right here, what I'll do is stop there and roll back and forth. Stop, drop, and roll a few times, and then carry on. I'm using my legs to roll here. My upper body is relaxed. My top arm's actually on the foam roller, kind of assisting in rolling the foam roller a little bit. Go and flip over and show you what I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna start right there on the side trunk. Drape myself over, lean back a little bit, hips up, using my legs to do the work here, but fingertips are on this foam roller, assisting in that roll to some degree, just slightly. I need to shut up and breathe now. If you feel your neck straining, just kind of support your head with your hands again. All right. Now, I don't hit my biceps too often with a foam roller, or as much, but I'll go ahead and address that as well. And you don't want to skip any bases, but for me personally, I get more out of stretching my biceps or manually massaging my biceps with my hands or with a lacrosse ball, or I'll Theragun it down if you have a percussion gun. But you can certainly hit biceps on the foam roller. You're gonna have kind of in the position we did for your medial delts, but palm facing down, so we're supinating our grip. Make sure you're relaxing your biceps. It's not that this isn't effective. It's just that I personally use other tools to address biceps, but this works just fine. Everyone's got their own approach. And to tell you the truth, since I don't bicep foam roll very often, it's a little more tender than I thought. Should probably switch things up and roll out my biceps with my upper body a little bit more from now on, or for the time being. Because I'm actually getting a lot out of this right now. Oh yeah. Biceps brachii, I have two heads, one in the front, one in the back, so to speak. So you see how I kind of repositioned the more medial portion of my biceps brachii, and then a little bit more of the lateral or distal portion of the biceps. All right, I'm gonna flip it over, hit the other side. Change my angle up here for you. I'm gonna start facing straight down. Kind of a general biceps roll. Feel it out for a few rolls, nice and slow. I'm gonna position my arm out a little bit further. You have a long head and a short head of your biceps. So approaching from different angles, just like a lot of muscle groups, is a good thing. A little bit more towards the inside now. Now figuring out how to manipulate your body position, hold your body weight up, breathe steady while you're rolling, relax and drape over the foam roller. Just like anything in training, it's a skill. It takes practice, refinement, repetition, frequency, and consistency. And so developing the skill of foam rolling doesn't necessarily come quick. You'll get benefit from it instantly. It's like you get benefit from any type of a massage, but you'll become more effective, more efficient, and get more and more benefit and economical time duration-wise with more practice. So if you hop on, like a lot of people do, you feel like it makes you want to cry, feels terrible, it feels like you can barely put your body weight on the foam roller, great, you're getting a lot of benefit from it then. But just keep it up, stick with it, you'll build up a little bit of a pain tolerance, plus as you flush lactic acid out of your muscles, it won't hurt as much. So kind of a good rule of thumb when you're foam rolling is if you hop on something and it feels very tender, your body is barking at you, it makes you want to run away from it, then you need to hit that muscle group. So maybe you apply a little less pressure, and maybe you push, lift your body weight up a little bit so it's not as intense, because you want to be able to relax over the foam roller. You don't want to run away from the pain. But if you hit a muscle group and you really don't feel much of anything, feels perfectly fine regardless of how much pressure you can put on it, you kind of have the green light to move on. You don't need that area quite as much. Not that you won't get some benefit out of it, but you might put your marbles elsewhere where you can get a little bit more benefit. So I'm going to finish on the posterior once again for the kind of all-around dynamic approach to the mid-back thoracic spine region, so not quite as high as we addressed last time. I'm going to give myself a bear hug, opening my scapulas up, protracting the shoulder blades, which exposes my spinal erectors, exposes my rhomboids a little bit more. And you see how I'm rolling up and down vertically relative to my spine and anatomical position, but I'm also rotating side to side, kind of incorporating a little bit of transverse motion. You might not need to do that, but for me personally, I've been foam rolling for a long time. I use different types of rollers. Sometimes I'll just use PVC pipe. So I need a little bit more pressure. Body work, just like training, just like getting stronger, you progress and do what you need to give yourself the desired effect, to give yourself the response that you're looking for. You get some nice little back pops in here. I like those mini adjustments that I'm giving myself. All right, there you have it. I'll likely do more upper body foam rolling videos. That's just kind of an entry level general approach. You can certainly take things further and further, keep peeling back the layers, going deeper, penetrating other muscle groups. We're kind of focused on more superficial muscle groups, but there are ways to take things a step further or several steps further, just like anything. But you want to start at ground zero, and just because I'm a little bit more advanced with performing different types of myofascial release and different types of self-therapy and body work, using things other than the foam roller, doesn't mean that I can't go back to using the foam roller, to foundational tools such as the foam roller, and slow it down, breathe it out, do a little bit of exploration, and discover some stuff that I maybe wasn't aware of, or maybe I had forgotten to address. So foundational stuff is always very beneficial, no matter who you are, no matter how advanced you are. Next up, I'll have a lower body foam rolling routine. I'll focus a little bit more on the trunk as well, and then I'll hit some advanced foam rolling routines. So try that out, take your time. I know at the beginning of the video I said you can bust it out in 5 or 10 minutes, and you can, or you could slow it down and follow along and spend a half hour foam rolling. It's perfectly fine. There's a reason why you spend an hour to an hour and a half getting a massage, because you need to. You've got to work into it slowly, and slowly but surely you penetrate, you get a little bit more out of it, and you find what you need. But if you are doing a 5 to 10 minute pre-workout or post-workout foam rolling routine, then pick a few muscle groups, a few target regions, and make those your bullseyes, and put all of your marbles into that, because you don't want to really just brush over things, speed through it, and not get much out of it. So we're not about going through the motion. It's always quality over quantity. So you might pick 2 or 3 or 4 muscle groups that you really know you need, or you find that you need, and put all your marbles in that basket. So I'll catch you next time. See you later. Check out Gus, and check out this beautiful day.